I think because there's too many channels, Joe. Too many channels,
wild,
and then you got to like do sensational. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, I'm on that show now. I got to watch what the fuck I say.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just.
I mean, no kidding. So Bill Burr was recently on a podcast called the Bill Burt podcast with Joe DeRosa. Long story short, Bill Burr was on this show, and the conversation about Gina Carano and her getting fired, or AKA canceled, from Star Wars was brought up. And I wanted you guys to see this because I know some of y'all are movie fans, etc. So I figured this might be a good time for us to take a look at this video and just see how he responds. Because if you do not know, Bill Burr is also a character on The Mandalorian, the show that Gina Carano was recently canceled or fired from. But then also the other part is that there are other people that are possibly going to get fired as well. You got Rosario Dawson, not Rosie O'Donnell, Rosario Dawson that could possibly get that is apparently up on the chopping block right now, and could possibly get fired from said show. Now, it's interesting. It's a very interesting situation. I figured it might be a good time for us to take a look and see what he has to say about this whole situation, because there's a lot to unfold. And I know that other people have said in the comments that there is much more going on. Like apparently there's other things that are going on in regards to the cancel culture vultures that are out there on the internet, that it's all Kathleen Kennedy's mastermind, that she's all a part of this, that she's bringing in those trolls, those people to go in and try to cancel said people because she feels some type of way about Jon Favreau basically taking over the Star Wars franchise or the Star Wars world and all that. And it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on inside of that world as well. So we got to take a look at this particular interview in this particular segment. I found it interesting. It's a little bit of a long piece, but I think it's important for us to hear what he had to say and how he responds to this whole situation. Let's take a look.
Should we have treated that person like Harvey Weinstein or whatever?
They absolutely, dude, Bill, I keep saying, I was saying it the other day about Gina Carano or whatever her name is. It's like, look, you can say that her tweet was stupid or clumsy or whatever, but the reaction to it to me was so crazy that I was like, guys, this is going to be a thing that you look back on. And the example for that is everybody said George W. Bush was the devil. If you in any way supported him or liked him or whatever, you were the devil. There was something wrong with you. You were a racist. You were this, you were that. That fucking guy is on the talk show circuit now. He goes on Kimmel and he kicks back and he gets applause breaks. And everybody goes, he's kind of cute. Remember how dumb he was? Whatever. And they're going to be doing that with half of these canceled people and going, shit, man, sorry about that. Sorry about the last date. It's like a guy in jail for marijuana sales right now in L.A. You know what I mean?
I just saw Pee Wee Herman on the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Facts.
They ruined Pee Wee, dude.
And he was jerking off where you're supposed to jerk off.
He got a point there.
What was he offending those other fucking people jerking off?
Remember that?
Those local cops saw a big score. That's what they saw.
No, it was one closeted police chief. He's like, these guys are getting away watching gay porn and jerking off. We're not allowed to do this. We're busting them every Friday night.
Dude, I thought he was going to get out of it because he went on the MTV Music Awards right after it and had a great opening line. He came out, he's like, hey, and everybody was going nuts applauding him.
Yeah.
And he was like, heard any good jokes lately? And everybody died laughing, and I was psyched. I'm like, he's back, and then that was it.
Remember Dice? I didn't even like Pee Wee till I knew he jerked off.
It's like if you're just saying overtly racist shit,
Here we go.
Unless you did some truly
Dice. I didn't even like jerked off.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
It's
boys.
a weird time. I don't know. I kind of, I have, unless you did some truly horrible shit. I mean,
If you hurt someone,
course.
I don't have time for you. But if we're talking about words, even bad words, I'm like, come on, man. I mean,
no. I wouldn't say that. No, if you're just saying overtly racist shit, yeah.
no,
but I mean,
yeah, but I
if
meant-
you make like a bad comparison,
yeah,
if you come off like Joe trying to find where Atlanta is compared to New York,
yeah.
that's not like, homophobic. That's just ignorant.
What did Carano say?
She said that she goes in 1940s Germany. I'm paraphrasing, but she said in 1940s
Which is always
Germany,
a good thing to do on something like this, Joe. By all means, let's hear your take on the tweet.
I don't have the quote in front of me, but she said she basically compared political beliefs now being persecuted to the fact that in 1940s Germany, the way the Nazis were so able to take power and do whatever they wanted was because they brainwashed citizens into picking on their Jewish neighbors and eventually attacking their Jewish neighbors. And she said, how is that any different from attacking people for their political beliefs? I get what she was trying to say.
It was a bad
Obviously,
comparison.
any comparison to anything with the Holocaust is it's a shoddy comparison. You're going to piss people off. It's a dumb thing to do. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But here's what bothered me. The grounds for her being fired based on that opinion was that she was somehow reducing the plight of Jewish people during World War II. Okay, I get that. I understand that perspective. However, how is it any different from all the people on the left when Trump got nominated or elected and they said he's like Hitler? How is that any different? That's the same reduction of circumstance. But on one side of that coin, it's okay to say, and on the other, it won't even be entertained.
Joe
for a
DeRosa.
second.
So you notice he said Joe DeRosa because he's like, whoa. With the observation, with the comparison, he obviously is impressed, and I have a feeling he kind of agrees with what he's saying right now. A little bit. I also, before we continue this too, I want to point out that he almost got canceled. He almost got canceled last year. I don't know if you remember his SNL stand-up, his cold open for SNL, but his opening monologue, but he did say a whole lot of stuff that really pissed off a lot of white women. And he literally almost got canceled for saying certain jokes on SNL. He obviously is doing fine, but he almost got canceled.
Interesting, Joe.
That's an interest. Joe DeRosa with an interesting take. Look at you.
Hey,
I was
well,
judging
you
you
know.
with your bedspreads there, and all of a sudden Joe comes in.
Bill, I've had a lot of time to think, I've been sitting
So what
in the
you're
house.
saying, Joe, is she should have compared it to slavery, and it would have been better.
All I'm saying is whether you agree, disagree, whatever, I just don't get this place that we're in where there's no room for discussion about anything. And
I
even
think because there's too many channels, Joe. Too
It's
many
just
channels,
wild.
and then you gotta do sensational shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, I'm on that fucking
Everybody-
show. Now I gotta watch what the fuck I say.
yeah, I know.
I'm just
I mean, no kidding. He really does have to watch every single word that he has to say right now, because here it is. You had somebody who came on, did his thing. You had somebody who went to Twitter, put out a tweet, which was stupid. It was a terrible tweet. But she got instantly well, I mean, it was not instant, but they were going after her for a while. This dude, I mean, he has to watch every single thing that he says, because if he says anything wrong, if he says anything that sparks something that is a tiny bit controversial, the cancel trolls are going to come through. The cancel camp is going to come in and try to annihilate his ass. Real talk.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that show. Everybody.
What show is she on? What show is she on?
The Mandalorian.
the Star Wars,
Sure.
yeah.
Fuck.
But they
Yeah.
canceled her action figure. That's how deep cancel culture is. They canceled her action figure. It's like, let the action figure come out. I mean, I don't understand.
Did she ever pony up to you, Bill? I'm like, Bill, I got a few ideas I think that you'll like.
No, she was an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
Super nice fucking person, and whatever. And somehow someone will take this video and they'll fucking make me say something else and try to get rid of my bald action figure.
Wait, you have an action figure?
That's true.
Yeah, do you have an action figure?
No. No, you fucking nerds.
Oh, if you get one, dude, I'm buying it. I'm buying
I might.
it.
I don't know. I have no
that
idea.
That season was awesome, man. That second season was killer. Holy shit.
They should do a fleshlight for you.
Huh?
Nothing.
He needs to shut
honestly,
the hell up.
I can't, how it is out there. It's fucking crazy time. They just, there's just people just waiting, just laying in the weeds.
It really is, man.
Do you think there is a group of people, a type of person out there reading the trades and then going, Joe DeRosa signs a 6-figure deal. All right, let's deep dig him, find out what he did wrong, and that's how I spend my day.
Absolutely.
Let's show that he's human and he's made a mistake in his past, and let's take that dream away. I don't know how it works.
Absolutely. There are people doing that. Bert, I think it's even farther than that. I think there are people that are watching who's about to break, and just like they preemptively buy .com names, right? So they can sell them back to the famous person because they know, they're going to buy this probably and need it, and then I can make a couple bucks. I guarantee you there's people lying in wait like that and just saying, this guy's starting to rise a little bit, Let me just dig a few things up.
That's an interesting theory, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about being in a world where everything that you do, everything that you possibly have done in your past, if you're an entertainer or anything of that, content creator, etc., anything that you've done can be held accountable for you 20 years down the line. Say that you make some stupid, ignorant joke, in a past thing 20 years ago. That is a fear that you're suddenly going to get canceled, or you're suddenly going to lose your job, or not be able to continue to secure them bags, because there are people out there, like Bill Burr said, that are just in the weeds, just waiting for you to F up. Just waiting.
It's got to be. I mean, this shit comes out so fucking fast. It's crazy.
It is kind of crazy. I think it really speaks for having, flying under the radar and just making a living and just going, I don't need to be Will Ferrell. I can just be this guy. Either that or put all your shit out there so bad that you're like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic, and everyone's like, all right, he's gonna kill himself. We'll let him do his thing.
Yeah.
How about you just be an individual and you continue to buy tickets to people that you want to go see?
Facts.
Yeah.
And just sort of fucking, because that's one of the things that's weird to me is a few people that have they go back out on tour, and then they're going to sell out and people want to go see him. And then the people who don't want to see him don't even want to let the people that still want to see him or her see him. Then it just becomes I'm sitting there, it's a, my thing about that is how do you hold up you judging somebody that harshly about, because I'm not talking about the hardcore shit. Sexual assault and rape and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, because now it's becoming hey, you made an ignorant comparison. There goes your dream, right?
Right.
I look at that. It's who the fuck stands up to that?
I mean, dude,
it's a good question.
It's a great question, and the brutal part of it is,
Joe. Every once in a while, you send a compliment my way. I appreciate it.
Bill, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Big fan, Joe. I'm a big fan of you.
No, but I mean, it's the problem. The problem isn't the first part of that. The problem is it's not just go buy tickets so you want to go see. Of course, obviously, the problem is they go into the Yelp reviews of the venues, and they try to get the venues shut down.
Can we just talk about something else? Who gives a fuck, Joe? Let's talk about taste buds. Jesus Christ, we're sitting here talking about Britney Spears and fucking Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake shit from 20 years ago.
He definitely has a point there in regards to hey, You know, what about those people that do get canceled? You know, that end up doing something like they say something that they shouldn't have said, something like that. Not the harsh stuff, but the other stuff. You know, like where can you go? Say if you're a fan of that said person, and you want to continue supporting them, where can you go and support that person? There's one thing about people who are doing really bad things out there. And they should definitely be canceled, fired, etc., just pushed off into a corner of the world and never be seen again. But then there's the other people that do say something that's just really ignorant and stupid, that maybe should get like what the equivalent would be is a slap on the wrist, if you will, but maybe not get completely annihilated so that they can't even have a career or anything of that sort. But it's like thinking about this. The people who would just have said something stupid or, you know, did something really stupid back in the day that did not bring any violence or anything of that sort or sexual assault or anything like that. Where can you go and still see those people? If you are just still a fan, like, hey, man, you made a mistake. I forgive you. Let's move on type of situation. I still want to support you. Where can you go? Where can you go to see said person? You know what I mean? To go support said person. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes to Gina Carano, I mean, I've never been a fan of hers, nor will I ever be a fan of her stuff. But, you know, just in regards to her saying something that was just really stupid, wasn't racist or anything of that sort, in my personal opinion, she shouldn't be canceled for saying what she said. You know, there is that level of freedom of speech, right? She can say what she wants to say, as long as it's within, in my personal opinion, as long as it's within the confines of, you know, staying within the certain confines of certain things. You know, you don't cross the line on certain things. You know, you try to say what you need to say in the best way possible. And yes, ignorant ass ish is going to come out. I mean, that just goes without saying. Ignorant ass ish is going to come out of people because people like to feel like they have every right to say what they're saying. You know, they love to have that platform and that echo chamber in which they can say what they need, what they want to say and everything. But there is that thing of just somebody who is just trying to live their life, but there are people out there that are just trying to take them down. You know what I'm saying? Now, from my understanding, that's what's basically going on with Gina Carano, Rosario Dawson. I mean, I don't know anything about Bill Burr. I mean, he just basically was just saying like, hey, why can't we just live our lives and be able to do what we do, be entertainers, make mistakes, be human, and keep it moving. And I agree with that. I do agree with that. At some certain point, we have to realize that we are at the base of it all, that we are human and we will make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect all the time. But at the same time, there were people, as the story starts to unfold, there are people that have been going out of their way trying to get this woman destroyed. Just trying their damnedest to get her annihilated. And they worked. And it worked, I'm sorry. And it worked. They got exactly what they wanted. They waited for the perfect time, for the third or fourth time. I don't know how many times she said something that they were like, cancel, cancel, cancel. And then when she finally said the thing about Nazi Germany, you know what I'm saying? Boom, they finally got what they wanted. But now I understand that they're trying to do the same thing to Rosario Dawson. They're trying to do the same thing to Rosario Dawson, which makes no sense. I'm like, what does she do? What did she do? The Mandalorian will never have another season ever if it keeps going in the route, in the way it's going right now. So please comment down below. Let me know what you think on that, because to me, this is just a wild story. And it's just so strange that this is how all this is unfolding, how this is being accepted. how this is fair, like how this is even being seen as quote unquote fair is beyond me. It's not right. I personally don't think it's right at all. Not at all. But I do appreciate Bill Burr stepping up and saying, yo, man, this is stupid. And what's crazy is that he's scared to even talk about it. Didn't you see that? He's scared. And I don't blame him. If he wants to continue having a job, he has to worry about whatever he says next. Like now we are in that world. And I worry about that for any person that uses a microphone and talks. Any comedian that's out there, for him. I worry. I worry about like him doing stand-up and him being able to keep continuing to make jokes about whatever it may be. How much of that is going to come back and bite him in the ass? Forever. It's only a matter of time. If it keeps going the way it's going right now, the way the trend is going, he will be canceled in no time. In no time. For just maybe saying a really funny joke in the past. It's crazy.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.